I posted a fundraiser for my daughter's medical expenses. Our neighbors shared it with the caption, "If you can afford 2 cars and a renovation, you don't need GoFundMe." Donations dropped overnight. Someone sent me a screenshot of a Reddit thread. "Scammer suburban moms, let's talk about it." My daughter asked why people thought we were lying. I had no answer. Then I found out the neighbor was an admin on the subreddit. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because something broke in me this year. I need to let it out. Maybe someone else has been through this. Maybe someone needs to see what happens when you cross a line you can't uncross. This started when our daughter, Maddie, got diagnosed with a brain tumor. She's 7. She used to sing in the car with her eyes closed and make up songs about our dog. Then she started getting headaches, and her hands would shake. It took us weeks to get the MRI, and when we did, everything just stopped. We live in Overland Park, Kansas. Pretty normal place. Safe. Quiet. We own our house. My husband, Mark, works in HVAC. I run a small Etsy store, handmade baby stuff, nothing major. We're not rich, but we were okay. We saved when we could. We did a kitchen renovation last year after Mark's uncle left us a bit of money. It was our one big splurge. Then the hospital bills started coming. Even with insurance, it wasn't enough. The treatments, the specialists, the trips to Children's Mercy. It all added up. I stopped working. Mark took extra shifts. It still wasn't enough. So I did what felt awful, but necessary. I made a GoFundMe. I cried writing it. I uploaded a picture of Maddie holding her stuffed bunny in the hospital. I explained what we were going through, how far behind we were, how close we were to choosing between heat and medicine. At first, people were amazing. Friends from high school donated. Moms from the PDA shared it. Mark's old coworkers pitched in. Even strangers gave what they could. It felt like maybe the world wasn't so bad. Then, overnight, it stopped. I don't mean it slowed down, I mean it died. One day we had over 100 shares and dozens of donations. The next? Nothing. 0. At first, I thought maybe we just reached everyone we could. But then I got a message from a woman I didn't know, with just a screenshot. No words. Just a picture. It was our GoFundMe. Someone had shared it on Facebook, but not to help. They'd written, "If you can afford 2 cars and a renovation, you don't need GoFundMe. Try budgeting." It was posted to a group called Midwest Mom Truths. The person who shared it? Renee Whitman. Our neighbor. 2 doors down. Blonde bob. Fake nails. Fake smile. PDA vice president. The kind of woman who shows up to school bake sales in heels and judges the cookies. We were never close, but she pretended to care. She brought over banana bread when Maddie came home from the hospital. Told me she was praying for us. I even saw her like the GoFundMe when I first posted it. That night, another message came in. This one was worse. Way worse. A link to a Reddit thread titled, "Scammer Suburban Moms, Let's Talk About It." It was in a subreddit called r/suburban scammers. I had never heard of it. They had doxed us. Photos from my Facebook. Pictures of our cars, a 10-year-old Honda and Mark's work truck. A Zillow listing from 5 years ago showing our kitchen. They called out the backsplash tile. Said it was too fancy for someone who needs donations. The top comment said, "She's lying. That kid probably just has migraines." Classic GoFundMe sob story. Seen it 100 times. The most upvoted post? A comment from the moderator. "People like this are why we exist. Normalize calling out e-beggars." Her username? U/Woodhouse Rules. I stared at it. I kept reading. I couldn't stop. That account had posted at least 20 times in the past year, dragging women like me. Every post had details. Screenshots. Facebook links. All moms. All with fundraisers. And then I saw the smoking gun. Someone had linked her Instagram. Different name, but the same flower in a mason jar profile photo. It was her. Renee. She wasn't just in that Reddit group. She ran it. She was the reason our donations stopped. She was the reason strangers were calling us liars. She made my sick daughter a target. And I saw red. I didn't even tell Mark right away. I couldn't. I wasn't ready. I needed a plan. I didn't sleep that night. I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop, staring at that subreddit. My hands were shaking. I started digging. Renee had posted dozens of other fundraisers. Moms with kids who had leukemia, rare disorders, one even asking for help after a fire. She twisted every story. Posted screenshots out of context. framed people like they were con artists. She used words like pattern of manipulation and e-begging hysteria. Always so polite. Always so smug. Her posts had thousands of upvotes. She had followers. People admired her. They thought she was brave. But I knew the truth. And now, I needed to show everyone else. I started collecting evidence. I took screenshots of every post, every comment, every name she dragged. I saved the timestamps. Compared them to her activity on Facebook. Matched up quotes. Dates. IP hints. She was sloppy. She used the same username on Instagram and Reddit. She even posted pictures of her dog, same couch, same vase, same everything. No way to deny it. Then I found the big one. One of the women she dragged had replied in the Reddit thread with, "This is my daughter. She's terminal. I don't care what anyone thinks, we needed help." That reply had been downvoted into the ground. And the top response? From you/Woodhouse Rules. Then maybe get off Reddit and go be a parent. That woman deleted her fundraiser 2 days later. I found a Facebook post from her, crying in a video, saying she felt humiliated and violated. It made me sick. I wasn't the first. I was just one more name in her pile. Renee had made herself the judge of who deserves help. And no one questioned her. No one pushed back. That's when I decided to be the pushback. But I didn't go public, not yet. I knew if I posted right away, she'd spin it. I needed to make it airtight. I created a burner Reddit account. I started messaging other victims she had targeted. At first, only one replied. Then another. Then 5. Then 10. Some were still raw. Some were furious. One woman, a single mom from Ohio, told me Renee's posts cost her thousands in donations for her son's heart surgery. She called me a junkie because I had tattoos. She wrote, "My kid almost died because no one helped after that." Together, we made a private Discord. We compared notes. Screenshots. IPs. One of the women used to work in digital marketing. She pulled metadata from Renee's Instagram posts. Another guy was a lawyer. He gave us tips on what counted as libel and defamation. Then I got bold. I messaged Renee directly. On Facebook. I said, "Hey, just wanted to say thanks for sharing our fundraiser. I saw what you posted." She read it and didn't reply. But 2 hours later, the Reddit thread disappeared. Gone. Subreddit shut down. User deleted. Too late. We already had everything. We launched a website. We called it Scam by Scammer. Simple. Direct. We laid it all out, side-by-side screenshots of her Reddit posts, her Facebook activity, her public Instagram stories. No accusations. Just evidence. We didn't make it about me. We made it about everyone she had hurt. We listed names with permission. Linked to now-deleted fundraisers. Testimonials. Quotes from her own posts. We even found an interview she did with a local blog once, about online safety. Used that too. It went viral in 2 days. A mommy blogger picked it up. Then a true crime TikToker. Then an advocacy group for online harassment survivors. The comments turned fast. "She did this to me. I lost donations because of her. I thought I was crazy, this woman ruined my life." Then came the fallout. The fallout came faster than I expected. It started small. Someone from the PTA texted me a screenshot. Renee's name had been removed from the school's volunteer coordinator list. No explanation. Just gone. Then I got a call from a reporter at a local Kansas City paper. They'd seen the site. They wanted to verify if I was one of the people mentioned. I didn't want to be the face of anything, but I told the truth. I gave them my name, Maddie's diagnosis, our GoFundMe link, and let them see the screenshots. They didn't even hesitate. 2 days later, the article dropped. Local mom accused of running harassment campaign against families seeking medical donations. It was on the front page of their online edition. The article didn't name Renee directly, but they didn't have to. The username, the Reddit links, the screenshots, all clearly pointed back to her. Her Instagram went private that night. Her Facebook too. But by then, people had already screen recorded everything. And people started talking. Another mom at school, Courtney, cornered me in the pickup line. "Did she really do all that?" I nodded. She shook her head, furious. "My sister has leukemia. I gave her that subreddit once. I thought it was helping people avoid scams." Mark found out the same day. He came home, closed the door behind him, and sat on the floor. Just sat there. "I would have killed her," he said quietly. "If I knew this while Maddie was in the ICU, I would have driven over there and... I didn't let him finish. We were both shaking. That night, Maddie had a low fever. We took her in. She was fine, just a virus, but the ER visit brought all the feelings back. The fear. The helplessness. And underneath it, the anger. The cold, steady burn of it. Then I got an email. It was from an anonymous tip account we had set up on the website. Subject line: "She's still doing it." Attached was a screenshot of a private Facebook group. Different name, but same people. Same tone. And there she was, Renee. New profile. Fake name. She was still posting. Still calling people scammers. Just under a new name. She hadn't learned anything. She was just hiding. That's when everything changed. We decided to go public, all the way. One of the women in our group, Lacey, had connections in local broadcast news. She told her sister, a producer. A few calls later, a camera crew was sitting in our living room. They asked for the full story. I gave it to them. I didn't hold back. "I watched people stop donating the day my neighbor called us scammers online," I said, staring straight into the camera. "She didn't just humiliate us. She hurt my daughter's chances at better care." When the story aired, it exploded. Every local station picked it up. A regional paper followed. Then national outlets. People recognized her. One woman commented that Renee had rejected her fundraiser request on the PDA's official email chain, saying, "We can't support GoFundMe scams." She'd been doing this in real life too. Her job found out next. Apparently, she worked part-time at a nonprofit that supported children's cancer research. You can't make that up. She was gone by the end of the week. No public statement. No apology. Just wiped from the company's website. But even that wasn't enough. Because Renee didn't go away. She posted a defense blog under a fake name. Said she was a whistleblower. Claimed our group was a witch hunt. Tried to paint herself as the victim of a cancel mob. She even claimed we faked the medical documents. And that our website was coordinated fraud. We took that to the lawyer in our group. He filed a cease and desist under defamation law within 48 hours. Her blog disappeared the next day. But the story didn't stop. Someone else came forward, a former friend of Renee's from her church group. She messaged us privately and then posted publicly. She used to brag about catching liars online. She said it made her feel powerful. I stopped talking to her when I found out one of those liars was a mom I knew personally who lost her baby. That fundraiser barely got $300. That broke something in me. This wasn't just someone lashing out. This was a pattern. A sickness. And she had gotten away with it for years. That's when we decided to go further. We could have left it there. The news coverage, the public shame, the job loss, it all felt like justice. But then Maddie had another bad night. A seizure. She bit her tongue. Blood on her pillow. While I held her hand in the hospital, I remembered something from one of Renee's Reddit posts. A phrase she used a lot. "If you can't afford the risk, don't have kids." I couldn't get it out of my head. The cruelty. The arrogance. She wasn't just wrong. She was dangerous. That's when we decided to turn our group into something more. We renamed the website. Called it Scam the Scammer, the Archive. And we weren't just documenting Renee anymore. We started exposing the whole community. It turned out that Renee was just one piece of it. That subreddit she ran? She had co-mods. People who helped her dig. People who gleefully joined in. One of them turned out to be a Reddit user who worked for a finance podcast that claimed to expose grifters. Another had ties to a YouTube channel with 80K followers who had covered GoFundMe fraud in videos that racked up hundreds of thousands of views. We had receipts for all of it. So we posted everything. The usernames, the timelines, the videos, the messages we'd received. One of our group members found that a few of them even monetized their Reddit threads through affiliate links and Patreon. Tip jars. They made money off calling families scammers. That's when it really caught fire. A few influencers with big followings started posting about us. They weren't all saints, but their audiences were huge. Some of them dug into the Reddit mod logs and cross-referenced them with LinkedIn accounts. They even found a few podcasts that had featured anti-GoFundMe watchdogs, some of whom were directly connected to Renee's network. One woman, a disability rights advocate, posted a long Twitter thread that went viral. "People are dying because you think you're detectives. This isn't accountability. It's harassment with a hobby." Then came the lawsuit threats. Not from us, from them. One of Renee's co-mods sent a cease and desist to our site host. Claimed we were doxing him. Our lawyer laughed. "You're not being doxxed," he said. "You posted under your own real name in your own podcast and bragged about the subreddit. That's public record, genius." They tried to shut us down. They failed. But the biggest twist came next, and we didn't expect it. A man emailed us, said he had info, asked for a call. At first we ignored him, thought it was trolling. Then he sent us a file. It was a Dropbox folder, full of screenshots, DMs, recordings. He used to date Renee. They broke up before she married her current husband. And he had everything. Old emails where she wrote, "Honestly, some of these sob stories are probably fake, but it feels good to expose them." DMs where she said, "If they're too stupid to lock their Facebook down, they deserve it." Even one where she said, "I like when they cry about it. Makes me feel like I actually did something." I almost threw up. This wasn't some moral mission for her. This was about power. She enjoyed it. She fed off it. We posted some of it, redacted for privacy, but enough to show her true motives. That's when the Reddit admins finally stepped in. They issued a statement. Banned her new account. Deleted the entire subreddit. Banned several co-mods. Flagged their behavior as harassment. And added a new rule across Reddit against posting personal fundraisers without consent. It should have felt like closure. But it didn't. Because Maddie still had another surgery coming up. Because we were still thousands behind, even with some new donations after the press. Because Renee had already moved on, she was in a new Facebook mom group, under another name. She didn't care about the damage. She just changed clothes and kept walking. And I still had one more thing to do. I told myself I didn't care if she kept hiding. That we'd done enough. That people knew who she really was now. But I was lying. Every time I saw Maddie in the hospital bed, I thought of Renee's voice in my head. "If you can afford 2 cars and a renovation." Every time I got a bill with, "Due immediately," stamped in red, I remembered how donations stopped that night. Cold. Sharp. Like someone pulled the plug. So no, I wasn't done. Not yet. We waited a few weeks. Let things quiet down. Let Renee think it was over. She got bolder. Started posting again under a new Instagram handle at RealMomJustice. Different name, same tone. Same judgmental captions. Same smug filters. We confirmed it was her. She used a photo from her old garden, same hydrangeas, same planter. We made a new section on our site. Same face, new mask. We didn't just expose her again, we showed the whole pattern. How she moved from platform to platform. How she rebranded every time people found out the truth. We posted anonymous stories from other moms who saw her pop up in their groups again, dropping comments like, "Always question the story behind the fundraiser." We let her dig her own grave. Then we posted everything. Again. But this time, we sent it straight to her new job. Yeah, she had another one. Social media manager for a real estate firm. Her bio said, "Passionate about online truth and transparency." We sent them the whole archive. The posts. The screenshots. The video from our local news segment. The audio files her ex sent us. 3 days later, she was fired. Her husband left her not long after. One of the moms in our group had a cousin who lived in the same neighborhood. Apparently, he found out about the whole thing through a friend who saw the story on TikTok. The cousin said there were shouting matches. That he moved out and took the kids with him. That should have been the end. But a few weeks later, I got a handwritten letter in the mail. No return address. Just my name and street. I opened it. It was one sentence. "I hope you're happy now. You destroyed my life." No apology. No responsibility. Just that. I sat at the table for a long time holding that letter. Then I got up. Walked outside. Walked down 2 houses. And dropped the letter in her mailbox. Under it I wrote, "You tried to destroy mine first." And I walked away. We kept the site up. We turned it into a resource center. We added guides on how to protect fundraisers. How to document online harassment. We even helped 2 families sue for defamation, and win. Donations from Maddie picked back up. Strangers saw our story and helped. We made it through the next surgery. She's still fighting. But she's here. Sometimes I see Renee at the grocery store. She looks thinner. Hollow. Like the world's smaller now that people know who she really is. She doesn't say a word. She looks down. Pretends she doesn't see me. That's fine. Because I see her. And now? So does everyone else.